Hi you guys. So today let's talk a little bit about when to plant your seeds and why your seeds might be failing you when you think you're planting them as you should. So many people plant by the date system. They believe by Mother's Day they should have XYZ in the ground. In April you can plant something else, and June a third thing. And then other people will follow things like the Farmer's Almanac or one of the Chuck guides that say by this date, this week, you should plant whatever you're going to plant. Now, the reason that those fail you is because the dates that they put down are their best guesses for what the weather will be a full year in advance, right? So the Farmer's Almanac published the 2022 dates in 2021. And what are they going to know about the weather in April? I mean, they have historical data, yes, but they don't really know what the weather's going to be like. So this is the way to fix that. You can actually plant your plants when they're supposed to be planted. So let's take a look at a seed packet. This is M.I. Gardener's. It's a cucumber seed packet. Unfortunately, they don't give very good directions. He doesn't give very good directions on his seed packets, in my opinion. So he says sow after the last frost date, which now would be, or start indoors 8 to 12 weeks before the last frost date, which is totally come and gone. So when do I plant cucumbers? Well, I pulled out one of my other cucumber seed packets and I verified this online. And we plant it when the soil temperature, not the air temperature, the soil temperature gets 65 to 90 degrees for it to germinate. Could I plant it earlier? Yes. Could the seeds rot? Yes. So if the seeds rot or they freeze, that can damage them. But either way, on 65 is good enough. Now again, let me really put this point home. This is the dirt temperature, the soil temperature, your medium temperature. It is not the air temperature, right? Because you might be thinking, oh, today is about 75, but the soil temperature is nowhere near ready. Let's look at these Italian peperoncinis. Soil temperature, 70 to 90 degrees. That is how warm the soil really should be before you plant it. Now you could plant it at 65, but that's when it's going to germinate, right? So if you're planting it way too early because it's April, we should be planting our cucumbers, that's BS. So how do you know what the temperature of your soil is? Like today it's about 75 degrees outside. How warm is my soil? All right, so this is how you know what your soil temperature is. You get a soil thermometer. So it's about 52 degrees. Can you see that? Maybe that's better. See that. Soil thermometers are a long thermometer. It looks like a meat thermometer and goes down to about 40 degrees. You can use just about any kind of thermometer that's going to be long enough to reach in here. So if you have, that goes to minus 40, sorry. If you have a meat thermometer that will get down into the lowest temperature range that you have to plant things, like with the peppers, if it gets below 70 degrees, then it would work for like the spinach. That is more like 45 degrees, so something that gets that low will work. And that's deep enough, as deep as you're going to plant your seed. So obviously I'm not planting seeds this deep. I'm only doing about 1/4 to 1/2 inch. But anyway, that might be why some of your seeds are failing. You don't know what your ground temperature is, and ground temperature is not air temperature. And the guides are lucky guesses or unlucky guesses depending on the weather in your neighborhood. So I'm a science-based person. I like data, and I like data that backs up my data. So I like things to be measurable, and that's not a guess. That's something I can see, right? All right, so let me know if you have any questions, if you have a particular seed type you're wondering when to plant, and I will get back with you on my best answer. And here's my garlic. that we planted in fall last year. Remember, we planted that bed. This bed we skipped, and then we planted most of that bed too. So anyway, so far so good. All right, see you guys later. All right, so now we're going to get some spinach in the ground today, and I'm planting two different kinds. I'm planting this from M.I. Gardner, and this brand from Territorial Seed Company. I also have some of my own seeds I've collected, but these are older, so I'm going to try to get them in the ground and use them up. So I'll be planting 3 rows of each. And what I did is just took my Hori knife gardening tool and just made a culvert, at least a ½ inch deep. That's how deep you should plant the seeds. They say about 1 inch apart, but if you know me, I overplant, so I'm going to overplant it, and then I'll bring back the mulch and put it on top, and then we'll plant more spinach over there in a couple weeks, so we'll have succession planting, so we'll have spinach for longer. Anyway, now's the time probably in your area to get your spinach in, depending on what your soil temperature is. Let me know if you have any questions.